And it's one thing to talk about resilience, but what about when you think you've got to the end of that journey and then you've got to go back in?
Yes. So going back in, interestingly, we have never had control. We've never had control. And if you look at Epictetus's work, who is part of the Stoic movement, he's a Greek philosopher. He said, we can only control what we can control. And I know that sounds really obvious, and we all know that. But so many of us are trying to control things that are outside of our control. What the pandemic has shown us is that we never had control over everything around us. Sometimes you might have, pre-pandemic, you might have gone to a restaurant and it was closed because they'd had a fire, or you were about to go to a friend's place and they were sick, so you couldn't go over, or you're going to go on holiday, but there was a tornado there or something. So we've never had control. What this is showing us is that we still don't have control. And it's asking of us to be far more flexible, relinquishing that control. Now, that's very, very difficult, especially for adults who are extremely competent, who run to a schedule, who run major businesses. Acknowledging that they have no control is something that can be quite scary. And when I was speaking to an executive yesterday, he just said, look, I'm so short with my family and the people I care about. Like, I'm holding it together at work, but then when I'm not at work, he said, I don't have the hour drive home. I'm suddenly with my family and my kids, and it's all too much. And I don't want to be that person, but I am. And the first question I asked was, are you meeting your needs? Say you had that hour drive home and now you're not having that break. Can you put a break in? Can you put an exercise bike in the garage, and after you finish work, change, get that exercise, have that time to yourself, listen to music, and then come upstairs? What that means is there has to be a lot of negotiation within households, and not everyone's in a partnership either, or in a family. So for example, myself, I was living alone in Sydney when the pandemic hit, and for 6 weeks I was very, very lonely, and I hadn't thought about a bubble or getting it together. We didn't know it was going to be 6 weeks. Whereas I think now people understand the rhythm of the pandemic. It's going to happen again and again and again. And the more that we accept it, the more we're going to be able to run with it and keep asking ourselves the question, how can I meet my needs? What do I need right now? And it might be time out. It might be a chat with a friend. It might be more exercise. It might be eating differently. It's just, what do I need? And I spoke at a conference of nurses towards the end of last year, and the topic was, it's selfish not to be selfish, meaning that when you don't meet your needs, you can be aggravated, angry, frustrated, reactive, and everyone around you suffers. So it is crucial that you go, okay, what do I need right now? And you know what? If I've got back-to-back meetings today and I'm not feeling up to it, I'm going to have to cancel 5 of those, or move them, or change them. And the more flexible we are, the more we accept other people doing that as well.